Hi everyone, this is Dr. Rashekar Reddy from KL College of Pharmacy, KL deemed to be University. So this is my second video in this International FTP on Environment and Sustainability, organized by D.V. Patel College of Engineering, Pune. So in the previous video, I discussed about green chemistry principles with respect to pharmaceutical and chemical industries. And in this video, I am going to talk about environmental management issues in the pharmaceutical industry. In the previous video, I discussed about green chemistry and its 12 principles, how it is actually going to impact. So basically, these 12 principles of green chemistry are the prevention, atom economy, usage of less hazardous chemical materials for the synthesis of pharmaceutical ingredients or chemical substances, designing safer chemicals, safer solvents and other auxiliary substances for the manufacturing of pharmaceutical ingredients, designing of energy efficient methods and use of renewable materials, reduction of derivatives, which we'll consider them as intermediates, or catalysts, less usage of catalysts, and also there must be a proper designing thing for degradation of these unwanted hazardous materials, and there must be real-time analysis for pollution prevention also, especially in pharma industry. And the last one, inherently safer chemistry for accident prevention. There must be safety provisions must be defined in the pharmaceutical industries. So coming to the topic, the additional topic for that green chemistry, that is environmental management practices in the pharma industry and some chemical industries. So actually for pharma as well as some chemical industries which are releasing some pollutant gases or some pollutant materials into the water or maybe air, they are actually has to follow this ISO 14000 series of guidelines. So by adopting this environmental management systems, which has to meet this ISO 14000 series, the pharma industries has to commit to reduce the negative environmental impacts, especially polluting air and polluting water. So pharmaceutical companies must establish its own health and safety policies, which has to cover key principles established at the corporate level and must maintain appropriate arrangements to facilitate and monitor effective implementation. So not only making the policies, and also it has to be effectively monitored for improving the quality, especially to meet the guidelines of ISO 14000 series. And there are certain plans and programs which can be implemented into pharma industry to prevent pollution, any kind of pollution. So there are certain guidelines. They can develop integrated EHS programs like health, environment and health safety protocols, and they can adopt pollution prevention and clean manufacturing practices, and eliminating hazardous emissions and wastes, and recycling and reusing materials, conserving energy, water and other natural sources, and also investing in facilities and projects that reduce environmental impacts of their operations. If you see these points, and these second, third, fourth and fifth point, these are actually in according with green chemistry principles. So adopting pollution prevention and clean manufacturing practice by following that ISO 14000 guidelines and eliminating hazardous emission and wastes. They have to minimize certain intermediates and certain derivatives, and also the catalysts and the solvents what they are using, they have to minimize. So by following those kind of practices, they can eliminate hazardous product emissions as well as waste product elimination into the environment. And also there is a best way to recycle the solvents which will be produced in the manufacturing of these chemical substances from the pharma and chemical industries. And sometimes there, for example, if you take catalysts, they can be reusable things. So there must be always a provision to find there is a better utilization of this particular catalyst materials, and also conserving energy. So by using latest technologies like microwave radiation and ultrasonication techniques, we can reduce the energy very greatly, and also minimizing the water and also utilization of other non-renewable natural resources. Okay, So, and also the company has to invest especially in facilities such as preventing pollution as well as to improve the safety of the personals who are actually working in that particular industry. So they have to invest some part of money especially on to this kind of projects to reduce the environmental impacts with respect to operation and also the maintenance of that particular industry. Okay, so there is new product environment requirement tracking. This is one kind of program which was conducted in Eli Lilly company. So the first they taken up this initiative and they have done and they implemented this method properly in their company and got good results. So Eli Lilly is one of the multinational company in pharma industry. So they actually implemented this NPERT technique for minimizing the environmental hazards, and also they improve the waste management and pollution prevention strategies by following this NPERT technique. And each pharma industry they have to clearly check their product life cycle review at what stage they can minimize the environmental pollution and in what stage they can improve the efficiency. Based on that, one can minimize the pollution prevention as well as minimize the pollution and its impact on the environment. So this is the product life cycle. In each phase, they can adopt new methodologies for minimizing this pollution and its impact on environment. And this is one important slide. So material reduction and recycling, not only in the production and during packaging also, they can think about reduction of packaging materials, and sometimes they can use material substitutes, and sometimes they can get the unused return goods and the waste recycling and reuse in their operations. So by minimizing packaging as well as using recyclable materials and reducing the toxicity of raw materials, so the pharma industry can decrease the overall impact of products, including use and consumption by consumers. And also to minimize environmental impacts of packaging, especially by considering source reduction, recyclability, refillability, and reusability, and the most important thing and safe disposal of those particular packaging materials can also be considered for reducing the impact on environment. Okay, thank you.